Hello, today we'll be drawing Stage Style Gardevoir from Pokemon Unite. Stick around to the end to see the proper finished result. So what I'm going to do is tell you how I made this drawing. So what we are first doing is sketching out a wireframe so we can actually have some guidelines for this art piece. If I had no guidelines, then it would look horrible. So now I'm drawing out the clothes on the wireframe, and in order to do that, I decided to use a darker pen because to make the clothes stand out so I can tell which part is which. There is literally nothing else to say about the wireframe, so I'll just give you a fun fact. We're drawing Stage Style Gardevoir this time. It's because, well, it's the new Pokemon Unite Battle Pass Hollowware, and it would be good to draw that. So okay, now that we've finished the wireframe, we can actually move on to the line art. So basically, I use a black pen to trace over the wireframe, and for parts that are a bit too small, I use an even smaller black pen, though that's the only exception to that rule. I have literally nothing else to say about the line art, so some of you may be wondering whether I have this in Pokemon Unite or not. And, well, I do have it in Pokemon Unite. I obtained it recently. I haven't used it yet, but I'm excited to use it. It's replacing the Christmas skin that I bought for her, which was also a purple and hollowware. Also, by the way, I want to tell you another reason why I'm drawing this. So, basically, it's February and Valentine's Day is coming soon, and I want to draw some pretty Pokemon that people would associate with Valentine's Day, because it's a tradition of mine to draw things related to festive seasons when they are around. Why did I say festive? I don't mean stuff like Christmas, so of course I have to draw some Valentine's Day themed things. So okay, now we're on to the coloring, and in order to color, I use a lasso tool to highlight the areas that I want to color, and then use a fill bucket tool to fill them in. It's also very efficient along with being quick. I didn't use the bucket tool, it's because if I used it, then some of the pixels will be left out, which will make the artwork look unprofessional. So, just before we move on to the shading, I want you guys to comment down below, what do you want me to draw? It doesn't have to be Pokemon. So now we're on to the shading. And how I do this is use an airbrush and lower the opacity of the layer to 50. The reason why I use an airbrush is because it makes the shading look more realistic and makes the art look even better. And I added a tinge of color to the shading to make it more vibrant and less bland. Also, I used a different strategy to shade the mouth. Since the mouth goes darker as you go in it, rather than making the layer have 50%, I made the airbrush itself have 50%. So I could layer on top of the airbrush so it got darker as I went into the mouth. That's a pretty nifty trick, isn't it? And also, for the shiny parts, like the eyes, the tongue, and the golden parts, I use a layer with a higher opacity, in this case 75. It's because I want these parts to shine out more. Also, I forgot to mention that I use a lasso tool for the shading too, so nothing goes over the lines. It's because if anything goes over the lines, people won't be able to unsee it and it would look unprofessional. I even have a section off record where I check if anything's gone over the lines, just to double check and just to make sure no errors have been made. So okay, I literally have nothing else to say yet. So I just wanted to tell you that this art piece and all of my other art pieces is up on Twitter, so go check that out. So now I made it grey and transparent so I can see the actual white parts, so I don't get any of the shading wrong. So now we're on the background. I'm adding some flags because those were shown in the trailer. I'm also adding hearts to make a Valentine's Day theming, And I'm adding in some flowers because in the trailer a flowery background was shown. And we're just gonna add some details to the flowers, and we're gonna add an outline, and we're just going to, and here's the finished result. That looks pretty. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like this video, then make sure to like, comment, and if you're interested in more content like this, subscribe. Goodbye everyone.